All right, guys, so this is Ben with Monumental Heart Media, and today it's actually a special day. I'm super pumped because I'm here with, actually, we met about a year ago. I've been following him on TikTok for like years, and I'm getting nervous, but it's all good, guys. Everything's like, nothing's scripted, everything's real, and that's actually the name of my newest podcast show. It's called the True to Life Podcast, and so I'm going to be interviewing local entrepreneurs, artists, and influencers as well. So today I'm here with AZ Food Guy. He's a superstar in the food influencer world, and I'm super excited. So thank you, brother. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, so today we're going to be eating some tacos. We're here with the really good friends of mine, Tacos Calafia, and they actually hooked it up with some tacos and some drinks. So we're going to be eating, and I'm going to ask some cool questions, and just so we could get to know how he got started and how you became an influencer. So with that being said, the first question is, how did you get interested in being a foodie influencer?
Well, first, I've always wanted to be an influencer, even when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
It's just that back then, there was no word for influencer. People just thought I was crazy. They were like, oh, so what's your goal for the next 10 years? And I just said, well, I just wanted to do something I like and get paid for it. And they thought that was the craziest thing to say,
Yeah, you know what? Like, I remember I read this book. Actually, I don't read. I listen to audiobooks like crazy. There's this author that his name is Jack Canfield, and he says, figure out what you love to do in life and try to figure out to make money out of it. So, like, if, for example, like if you love sports, and maybe you're not gifted to play basketball, but maybe you could become a sports journalist and you could cover your favorite team or go work as a towel even. If that makes you happy and you get paid by being around something that you love, that's pretty much the idea behind it. But like for you, that you actually went for it, you went after your dream, what would we call it, a career or it's not even, because it is a job, like you're getting paid by it.
It is a job, yes. This is my job. So first I started on YouTube a while back, not for food, but just for, reporting on events, just fun stuff, doing reviews of TV shows and everything.
Yeah.
So I did that for quite a while. And then I moved on to Instagram to do some fashion. I try to be a fashion influencer. So.
Now you do look pretty cool. I kind of feel like a little underdressed next to you.
Yeah, so that went on for a little while, and then I always wanted to do food. So everything that I learned from YouTube and my fashion Instagram,
Yeah.
I just applied it onto my food Instagram and my food social media, and that really took off because it was all the things that I learned over the years that really made my food account go up, take off really fast. Instead of having to learn everything all over again, I already had like years of experience.
So, who was like your biggest influencer, like either in general or maybe like a foodie influencer that you were like, you know what, like this is a person I kind of want to not copy, but maybe like, they inspired you, he or she?
I don't know if I had someone that was inspiring me. It's just that
It was probably like the future you, right?
Yeah, I've always just had a drive to like just do something.
Yeah.
Just to do what I want, however I want, and whenever I want. That's like my motto, to do whatever I want, whenever I want.
I love it.
And I felt like being an influencer accomplishes that goal really. And like I said earlier, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, that my goals throughout the years has always been the same. Like every year it doesn't change. It's not like, oh, I need to work out this year or I should do this year. It's just that I always have like a goal of just putting myself in a position to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. And so, and with that in mind, I don't need to like change things. I might change things like tactically, like, oh, maybe I should do TikTok instead of Instagram, or maybe I should do this instead of that, or, just kind of adjust. But the overall strategy, the position I put myself in, that's always been the same. It doesn't change.
That's good. So like what I'm hearing is just pretty much the key thing. And I just, I recently, a couple months ago, I actually lost about 45 pounds and I started doing the 75 hard challenge. And it's like, you work out for 75 days straight. And one of the biggest lessons I learned was about being consistent. And that applies to anything, either for if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, and obviously with you being an influencer, you have to post constant content on the daily. How many times a day do you post right now?
I was posting like 3 times a day, but now I've kind of gone a different, tactically, I've done different things now, so maybe I post like once or twice.
Okay.
Just because I have so many other projects that I'm doing, it's just hard to put my time.
To kind of find a balance. Yeah. So with that being said about, posting the content you're creating, what's been the most like viral video? Like, was it a specific restaurant, or maybe something that you did that you were like, dang, I hit 900 views, 1 million views, or whatever,
Okay, so there's several videos. So I want to give you like a little story. Like the video that almost hit 1 million was me just yelling in a restaurant. And I wasn't really yelling. Everyone thought I was yelling, but it was just my ad lib on TikTok was just so good. Everyone thought I was just crazy, but in reality, I wasn't yelling in the restaurant. I was just going around mouthing the audio. But it was do you watch anime?
Yes.
Okay, so there's this sound on TikTok that was so viral a couple years back, and it was this voice of Naruto yelling Sasuke. And so I just went around the ramen shop yelling that.
That is awesome, dude. I actually just dude, it's like one of my best friends from high school, we were watching Naruto like since high school, and it's like overall I think it's like what, like 500-600 episodes. So it's just like I never was able to finish it. I'm right now I'm in the part where they're having the Great Ninja Wars. So like and I'm on episode 376. I think I still have like 80 more.
Shippuden?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't even seen the new the new generations or whatever.
The Boruto?
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Oh man.
I haven't seen out.
I haven't seen that either, but I know the voice actor. She voices Boruto, and she's gonna be in Arizona or Mesa actually this week.
Oh shit!
So
say
she's
less.
like signing autographs and
Dude,
stuff.
I'm gonna probably check that out. Oh, actually, one of the things I like when I was thinking of the questions, I always see you out and about. Do you cook?
Not really. I mean, okay. So
hey, what do you cook if you do?
I cook steak, like a ribeye steak. That's pretty simple. In fact, it takes me like 2 minutes to do it. And so that's what I usually cook. But other than that, I'm always out and about. My fridge is always full of food, so I always have to eat leftovers. But when I want to eat a steak, then I cook a steak. But
Nice.
I can cook other stuff too. Like I've learned how to cook some like Chinese food. What was that? I think it was like fish maw soup. It's like a Chinese like delicacy thing.
Nice,
So-
dude. Never had it.
Yeah,
It sounds
most
interesting
people have
though.
not had it, but my mom cooks it, so I got the recipe from her. Actually, I filmed her cooking it,
Yeah.
so that way when I made it, I can
Oh, nice.
look at the video and be like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that.
There's a lot of love when mom cooks typically, dude. So the other question that I wanted to ask you, like, say, because it seems like you're always on the go. Like, what's your to go, like, place you go? Like when you're like, hey, a couple times a week, like, because for me personally, I love tacos, and plus I'm Mexican. It's kind of a given. And I usually come here like at least 2 times a week here, typically.
Okay.
Like, what's your favorite spot that you go and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna eat some pizza or whatever?
Wow, actually, before I started doing the whole food influencer thing, I used to go to In-N-Out Burger a lot. So that was like my go-to, just because it was $2.65. I think it's higher now, but it was like $2.65 for a hamburger, and that was great. You just go in, eat a hamburger, and I would load it up. I would get like extra pickles, extra onions, extra tomatoes. It was basically a salad with some meat on it.
No big deal. That's too funny.
And then you make it low carb, and so it was literally a
Oh
salad.
yeah, the protein style.
Protein style, yeah.
Awesome, dude. So, as an influencer, a foodie influencer, and actually an influencer in general, what's the biggest challenge you came across when you were starting your career?
I think one of the things was just to remain consistent, and in order to remain consistent, it wasn't about how much effort you had to put in. It was about really setting up your system so you could do other things and not put in as much effort. As crazy as that sounds, you set up your system so you don't have to put in that much effort. And then you can concentrate your energy to just thinking about the next thing, thinking about growing. And then after you thought about that, then it's your goal to set up your system again to accomplish that, so that way you don't have to think about it anymore and then go on to the next thing.
Dude, you pretty much are running your career like a corporation. Like I know we talked about it right before we started shooting about Gary Vee, but you're pretty much like that's the way I'm running my company. Like I actually behind the cameras we have 2 editors and a videographer. And we're delegating the work so we could actually just focus on the actual, our job. Or like for you, it's content. For me, actually, it is content as well for the clients that we serve. Wow, I'm really impressed, actually.
I treat this like a business. So
yeah, that makes sense.
You get paid, but again, it's your career. You are your business. I think everybody is their own business if they decide to go this route.
No, definitely. I totally agree with that. Do you have a particular food that's connected to a memory? Like for me, like to give you an example, like for me, when every time Christmas would come around, my mom used to make tamales, and so every time I eat tamale, it kind of like makes me think about my mom. Like, do you have anything like that for you?
I think like when I was 4, maybe 3, I'm not even sure. I remember there were some shrimp. They were like delicious, huge shrimp. And I remember that I didn't want to eat them because I thought they were so beautiful.
Yeah.
I was going to save them and put them in the fridge. But then the other family members ate them. So
That's too funny.
Pretty sad. I was like, they were so pretty. And they're like, well, they're not going to be pretty after a while. So you got to eat them while you can. So I know, I learned my lesson.
That's too funny. One of the things I noticed with you, dude, like, you're pretty leaned out. How do you find a balance of like, your career, your business, and actually staying in shape?
Okay, well, I guess good genetics is probably one of the things. I'm so blessed by that. But I also do work out because like no matter how lean you are, if you eat a lot or you don't take care of yourself, you're still gonna, not be in good shape or good health. So I do work out every day. So,
oh, nice. Okay.
I try to burn at least 300 calories on the bike and then do some strength training here and there. Every day, like different things. Nice.
No, that kind of makes sense because there was a show I used to that was really popular a couple years ago, and it was called Man vs. Food. The host, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say I read an article. It's a lie. I saw a little video on Watch Mojo, I think, and they were covering him. And every time he did a challenge, he would literally fast the day before, and he would work out like an animal for hours, and fast before he did the challenge, and then the day after he would fast and work out like crazy, just so he could kind of maintain his weight, being on camera. So I was curious about it, but that was a question I wanted to ask you.
I consider it part of my job too.
Yeah.
If I eat a lot, I'm gonna have to work out a lot.
No, definitely, dude. And especially, I agree, dude. I started hitting the gym like crazy. I put on like a couple pounds of muscle, and my goal is to have a 6-pack by my birthday. So I have 70 days. So So I have to find a balance right now as well, because I'm also gonna create kind of like my own travel channel. We talked about it, food show. But I was thinking about like, man, how am I gonna hit my goals? But then I was okay. I'll just make sure to watch my be in a calorie deficit, and that's what worked for me personally.
Well, just consider your working out part of your job, because you got to look good if you're going to be on camera. True that, my friend.
The last question I was going to ask you: Do you have any upcoming projects, or maybe anything that you want the viewers to know, or that you're allowed to talk about?
That I'm allowed to talk about.
Yeah, for yourself.
Yeah, I've got some upcoming collaborations, which I don't think I'm allowed to talk about.
Okay.
But I have a personal project that I just announced. It's called the AZ Food Pass. Did you see?
Oh, dude, I did. I just saw that this morning.
Yeah.
So can you break that down for us?
Yeah, so the AZ Food Pass is basically my personal membership, where it's a monthly membership where if you're a member, you can get 10% off at various restaurants in the valley. So, you know, right now it's like $20 per month. So just imagine, like, if you eat more than, I don't know, like $200 worth of food, you know, you make your money back in the 10% off. And we have a list of restaurants, and it's just growing like every day.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, but in addition to that, it's, you know, you get other perks because I'm gonna start throwing like events and parties and private chef dinners and everything, and only
Nice.
members can go. Or
I love it.
Yeah, right.
Sign me up.
And if it's open to the public, then maybe the members don't have to pay to go.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe they get a discount. So it's kind of one of those things where it allows people to try new things.
Yeah.
And save some money at the same time, but
I love it.
also go and do things that they see on Instagram and TikTok that they can't do because they're not influencers, right? They don't
Yeah.
get invited to those things. But I'm like, hey, if you're a member of me, come on by.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
You know what? Just, you know, being on that subject, this weekend, my son and I, he's over here. He's behind the camera. We actually went to this restaurant in Little Tokyo, and I think it's called Amu rice or something like that. And it's like a
Omuraisu? It's
Amu
like
rice.
an egg omelet rice.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always seen it on TikTok, and like there was a video that went viral, and I always wanted to try it. And so we were in Little Tokyo, and we actually happened to stop by there, and I tried it. It was so cool. Like the actual experience of like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you had it before, where you actually slice it open and the egg kind of opens.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I did it with the butter knife. I should have had something sharper. So it looked really ugly when the execution was like, it wasn't as smooth as like the videos. But either way, I tried it and it was cool. So that's cool that you're actually going to be able to let your viewers and the people that are actually paying for that service so they could try it. Because like when I first started following you, there's a lot of places that I don't know. I think it was probably like the way you talk, the angles. Obviously, I saw you record some of the stuff here. You have the lighting, just made it more appealing. I'm like, dude, I want to go fucking try it, and that's pretty cool that you're gonna be doing that. So for anybody out there that this is the first time they meet you, like, what's your call of action? Like, how can people find you, dude?
Oh, they can find me AZ Food Guy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So that's just the handle, AZ Food Guy. Of course, there's a lot of other AZ Food, et cetera, et cetera. So, but make sure it's AZ Food Guy.
Yeah, so we're gonna make sure we're gonna have your logo on it, so they're gonna look for it. Because I every time I look you up online, it's just like your logo, your branding is the one that that's him. Because there is a lot of people out there trying to.
Yeah, there's a lot of similar names out there. So people confuse me for a bunch of other different names, and I'm just like, hey, it's AZ Food Guy, and they're like, yes, that's right.
That's too funny, guys. And I really appreciate you guys watching. And thank you, my friend, for being a guest today, man.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.